In this section, we'll be covering the object prototype. So every object that we have created till now have some default properties like value of, constructor, toLocalString, toString is prototype of, property is enumerable, has own property. All these properties come from object prototype. So whenever a generic object is created, its prototype passes it many important properties. So we can say that a prototype is like a blueprint object for the object we are trying to create, and basically it makes use of inheritance, which further avoids overcoding multiple properties and methods into similar objects. So any object that we create, for instance over here we are trying to create a courses object which is having name and publisher, two properties inherit from the object prototype. Turns out that all JavaScript data structures inherit all of their properties and methods from their very own prototypes. For instance, if we are trying to create an array over here, then that array will inherit from the array prototype, using which it inherits length, pop, push, shift, reverse, sort, reduce, join, and slice methods. Same holds true for string as well. So strings inherit from string prototype, which passes the properties to the string variable like length, char at, trim, concat, index of, replace, to uppercase, to lowercase, and substring. Similarly for numbers, we have number prototype, which passes functions like toFixed, toExponential, toPrecision. Similarly, function prototype passes call and apply. Here, do note that all these sub-prototypes inherit from the object prototype. So the array prototype, the string prototype, number prototype, function prototype, they all inherit from the object prototype. That means they all have access to properties and methods exposed by the object prototype. So for example, if we have a string, like let's say learning JavaScript to school, this gets string prototype methods as well as object prototype methods. Using inheritance, we can avoid duplicate memory storage. So if we write str dot has own property first, this is checked inside the string prototype, and if the string prototype is not having this method, then it will further look up in the object prototype, and if it's found, it will be returned. And this lookup that is performed from child to parent and to their ancestors is called the prototype chain. Now let's take some examples so that we can understand exactly what we have mentioned over here. So here you can see that we have created one object, and whenever we are trying to access the properties of this courses object, you can see that we have this constructor, has own property, is prototype, property is enumerable, toLocalString, toString, value of. These all are coming from the object prototype. Similarly, if I take you to the name property, which is a string, so if I try to see the IntelliSense, you can see that some of the methods are provided by the string prototype like anchor, big, blink, bold, char at, char code at, concat, constructor, fixed. Apart from that, you can also see that some methods are also available from the object prototype like has own property, is prototype of, property is enumerable, toString, value of. So these are all coming from the object prototype. Similarly for array, we have concat, join, length, pop, push, as well as properties and methods from the object prototype like property is enumerable, has own property, is prototype of, and the same holds true for function as well. So for function prototype we have apply, call, and then we have methods from object prototype as well like constructor, has own property, is prototype of, property is enumerable, value of, toString. And for number prototype also we have methods like constructor, has own property, is prototype of, property is enumerable. These all are coming from the object prototype. Then from the number prototype we are getting toFixed, toExponential, toPrecision. We'll be exploring more on the object prototype in upcoming lectures.